I would like to introduce Joe Phillips. Joe is the Deputy Chief of the Charlottesville Fire Department and the City Fire Marshal as well.
Hi, I'd like to introduce Shawn Tevendale. He's the owner and operator of Blue Ridge Cyclery. I'd like to talk today about lithium-ion battery fires in e-mobility units. E-bikes have lithium-ion batteries that are larger and stronger, and when charging them, they can go into something called thermal runaway, which causes a fire hotter and faster than anything we've seen in the industry before. And so it just makes us have to fight fire differently in your home.
All right, so one of the key things when it comes to e-bike batteries is the charging aspects of them. E-bike batteries hold a lot of power in a very compact and somewhat lightweight item that you've got to charge in order to be able to utilize the bike or the scooter or whatever it's from. Part of what you really want to pay attention to is how and where you charge e-bike batteries. It's important that it be done in a room temperature environment, somewhere where it's not going to be too hot like a shed, and also that it's done not necessarily in areas where if it were to catch fire would prevent your ability to leave the household. So not next to the front door of the house or the garage door where you need to exit if a fire were to start. In general, most of these e-bike batteries can be charged up and down anywhere in their charge cycle, but if they're going to be stored for a period of time, it's recommended they're between 40 and 60% charged. The average charging time for most of these from a flat battery to a full charge is about 4 to 6 hours. We do not recommend charging batteries overnight or leaving them on chargers unattended and not watched. Very key thing for it. Almost all e-bike battery fires that do occur are during the charging cycle. As Joe described to you, it's thermal overload fires that happen with these. In general, they're very, very difficult fires for the fire department to fight. They have special equipment and special trucks that are dedicated to handling hazardous materials such as these lithium-ion batteries if that were to occur. The number one thing for you to do is to prevent that fire from ever occurring, making sure that you charge your batteries in a safe manner, a safe place, and have the ability to get them out of a structure quickly if they were to start to either swell or smell or smoke or anything else.
When you're considering purchasing an e-mobility device, make sure you're looking for one that is UL listed. Not just the battery or the charger being UL listed, but the entire unit. Should be certified as one device. The bike, all the electronics in it, the charger should all be UL certified. New York City has passed a law now that all e-mobility devices have to be UL listed and certified in order to be purchased and used in their city. NFPA and local fire departments are requiring and requesting you to have UL listed e-bikes. In doing so, it'll be safer for you to maintain and easier for you to buy parts and pieces of your bike.
So UL certification is something that Underwriters Laboratory has offered for many, many years for lots of products across the United States. If you have a toaster or a microwave oven or anything that's in your household, very likely it's UL certified as well. That standard has been brought to bicycles over the last 10 years. And with it, there's now an increasing amount of conformity amongst the bike industry for UL certification on bicycles. As you can imagine, it's not an inexpensive process, so it does bring up the cost of any bicycle to have it certified. When it comes to UL certifications, though, there are varying degrees of what is done. There are some companies out there that are only certifying the battery, doing the bare minimum, saying our battery is UL certified, and then saying we are a UL certified company with UL certified product, only the battery. There are companies out there that are certifying everything involved, and that's one thing that I would strongly encourage you to look at when you're evaluating the purchase of an e-bike for your household is what level of certification exists on it. The UL certification that encompasses all of the electronic products on the bike is the best one. It means that the entire system is designed to function together in a safe manner, to charge in a safe manner, and that it is able to be utilized without risk of fire or injury related to the electronic devices on the bike. Now, what you have to be careful of is that there are a lot of companies out there that previously had no UL certifications that now have UL certified product. That UL certification does not go back to older products that they created. So you need to be careful if you're looking at buying a used e-bike, what exactly is the certifications that exist on it. In addition to that, it's also possible to modify e-bikes, and that's something to be very, very cautious about. People will take and add additional battery packs to the battery itself that's on the bike. They'll add microchips to it that short circuit or shorten the circuitry to allow it to bypass speed limits and to go faster than it was otherwise designed. With that, any used product should be very, very cautious about what is the safety that's actually inherent in that product that you're buying.
I wanted to talk about fire safety with your e-bike batteries. So when you're charging, make sure you're charging it when you're around the battery, that you're not going to bed and sleeping or leaving your home right after you plug it in. You want to monitor the battery and understand if it's overheating, bulging, smoking. If it is, you need to immediately unplug it and remove it from your home if you can. You only have a few minutes or seconds between the time that it starts to overheat and before it goes into a thermal runaway. So be very careful. If it begins to spark and flame, just go ahead and evacuate your house and get everyone out.
One of the recommendations in the bicycle industry that we have for handling of e-bike batteries is that a metal trash can full of sand be immediately available any place that you're working with or charging e-bike batteries. The idea being that if it were to start to smolder, you could drop it into the bucket of sand, pour sand on top of it, and then roll it outside of the household so that it wouldn't catch the structure on fire. The idea being that the sand would buy you potentially the most amount of time before that flame would become untenable to where you couldn't move it. So in general, very, very few e-bike battery fires are occurring and have occurred, but when they do happen, they can be very severe. One thing to realize, the majority of e-bike product out there is very safe and it's really fun to ride. E-bikes have really made it so that folks who otherwise didn't have access to biking, couldn't get the distances they wanted or ride with people they wanted to, are able to go out and ride further and faster than they've ever done before. And once again, putting the fun back in cycling is a lot of what e-bikes have done for the industry and for people. We just want to see you do it safely.
And we are encouraging people to purchase and ride e-bikes. We just, again, want you to do it safely, charge them safely, and have a great time.
Do you want me to hold a lighter? Just be flicking it next to the battery?